Hello, I'm Mika, your loyal insider here in the Philippines. Today, we are going to have a very uncomfortable conversation. If you are the kind of man who prefers a sweet lie over a bitter truth, do yourself a favor and click away right now. This video isn't for the weak or the naive. It's for the survivors who aren't afraid to look reality in the eye. Listen closely. You think you finally found the one because she's been by your side for 3 years without demanding a new house or a monthly allowance for her 10 cousins? You think that because she's patient, she's different? You're making a fatal mistake. You haven't won the game. You've just been invited to the maturation phase. In the Philippines, the girl who screams for money on the first date is a nuisance. But the girl who waits 5 years to empty your vault? She is a professional predator. I am here to pull back the curtain on the long harvest. It is a sophisticated psychological play where a woman acts as your perfect submissive shadow for years, all while waiting for the exact moment your 401k is ripe for the picking. I'm going to show you how to spot the termites eating your foundation before the roof caves in. Your entire retirement and your dignity are on the line. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you is the only thing standing between you and a very expensive heartbreak. I get it. I really do. You didn't come all the way to the Philippines just for the white sand beaches or the cheap beer. You came for that specific look in her eyes, the one that makes you feel 20 years younger, respected, and finally seen. You've been told that Filipinas are the last bastion of traditional loyalty, the anti-feminists who still value a man's role as a provider. And for a while, it felt like you had finally found your paradise, didn't it? But we need to stop pretending right now. That postcard version of the Philippines is a stage play. A beautiful illusion designed specifically for your Western heart and your Western wallet. Behind those shy smiles and the gentle, "Yes, darling," is a complex, invisible machinery of survival. But listen to me carefully. I am not here to blame you. How could I? You are a man of honor. You come from a culture where a handshake means something, where "I love you" isn't a business proposal, and where you spent 40 years breaking your back to build a legacy. Back home, you might feel invisible or unappreciated, like the world has moved on and left men of your generation behind. It is perfectly natural to want warmth, intimacy, and a soft place to land. You aren't naive. You are a man with a big heart who simply landed in a high-stakes game where the rules were written in a dialect you don't understand. In my culture, the family board of directors is always watching. While you're dreaming of a quiet retirement, they are calculating the resource redirection required for the next decade. They don't see your 401k as your life's blood. They see it as a family subsidy that hasn't been claimed yet. I know the sting of realizing the slow burn might be happening to you. I know the exhaustion of wondering if you are a husband or just an insurance policy. But take a deep breath. You aren't alone anymore. I'm here to be your eyes backstage, to show you the termites before they reach the foundation. By the time we're done, you won't be a target. You'll be the man in total control. To understand why the slow burn is so effective, you have to stop looking at your relationship like a romantic movie and start looking at it like a tropical house. In the West, you're used to the hurricane. You fear the sudden disaster, the girl who grabs your wallet in the middle of the night and vanishes. That's a loud, messy ending, and it's easy to guard against. But here in the Philippines, the real danger isn't the storm. It's the termites. Think about it. You see a beautiful mahogany house. The paint is fresh, the garden is manicured, and the structure looks solid. For 3, 4, maybe 5 years, You live in that house feeling safe and proud. You think, I've built something that will last. But while you're enjoying the view from the porch, the termites are working silently behind the drywall. They aren't trying to knock the house down today. They are simply harvesting the wood, grain by grain, and carrying it back to their own colony to build a different nest, her family's nest. In your culture, you build a fortress to keep the world out. In our culture, a relationship is more like a shared orchard where resource redirection is a natural biological process. She isn't a thief in her mind. She's a harvester. She is patient. She knows that if she eats too much too fast, you'll notice the structural damage and call the exterminator. So, she practices the long harvest. She keeps the exterior, the smiles, the intimacy, the yes, darling, perfectly intact, while the internal foundation of your retirement is slowly converted into family subsidies. By the time you realize the wood is hollow, the roof is already starting to sag, and the colony has already moved your future into their names. Now that you understand the metaphor of the termites, let's get into the blueprints of how this slow burn is actually executed. You need to recognize the 3 primary rules of the hidden game, because if you don't see them coming, your retirement won't belong to you. It will belong to a family tree you weren't even invited to climb. The first rule of the hidden game is what I call the micro-leaking pipe. The direct fact is this: the slow burn never starts with a request for a luxury car or a diamond ring. It starts with small, perfectly justifiable support cycles. You might think that because she's been with you for 2 years and hasn't asked for a mansion, she's the one. But the hidden truth is that she is simply testing the pressure of your resource redirection valve. In her mind, she is checking to see how much family subsidy you are willing to leak before you start complaining. It's a tactical evaluation of your generosity threshold. For example, you've been enjoying your time together, perhaps watering her garden every night and feeling like a king, and then suddenly her sister needs $300 for nursing school tuition. Or maybe a tropical storm supposedly blew a few shingles off her mother's roof. It's always an emergency, but it's always a small one. You recognize this, don't you? You feel like a hero for solving a $300 problem. But here is your exact instruction. Stop looking at the individual drops and start looking at the puddle. You must track the cumulative total of these leaks in a private spreadsheet. If these emergencies occur every quarter like clockwork, you aren't a husband. You are an offshore insurance policy. When she asks for the next family subsidy, tell her you've reached your budget limit for the year for outside expenses. If her interest in checking your plumbing suddenly disappears after you say no, you found a termite. This leads us to the most dangerous trap of all, the land title mirage. The fact is that after 3 or 4 years of building what you think is trust, she will suggest asset positioning. She'll say, "Darling, we should buy a piece of land or a condo in the city for our future children." The hidden explanation is cold and surgical. She knows you cannot legally own land in the Philippines as a foreigner. She is banking on the fact that your Western heart wants to provide a nest for her. She is waiting for the exact moment your 401k is ripe, so she can convert your liquid retirement into a local registry game, where her name is the only one that matters. I've seen men spend their life savings building a dream house on land they don't own, only to be kicked out the moment the ripe mango of their bank account has been fully squeezed. My instruction to you is absolute. Never, under any circumstances, put a single cent into an asset you do not legally control. If she says it's for the family, tell her you'll lease the property for 50 years instead. If she gets angry or claims you don't trust her after all this time, she isn't worried about your love. She's worried about her family's real estate commission. Before I tell you about the most heartbreaking play in their playbook, the medical crisis, I want to invite you to join my Inner Circle newsletter. It's a private list where I share the specific legal strategies and cultural red flags that are too raw for the public algorithm. It's free, and it's where we talk about how to keep your vault locked while still enjoying the tropical fruit. You can find the link in the description. Now, let's get back to the Tito surgery loop. The third rule is the exploitation of your Western hero complex. The fact is, the biggest tool in the slow burn is the fake medical emergency involving an uncle or a Tito. They know that men of your generation are programmed to protect and provide. They will wait until you are most emotionally vulnerable, perhaps after a long period of intimate hospitality, and then the news will drop. Tito needs gallbladder surgery, and the family is short $5,000. The hidden truth is that the Tito often doesn't exist, or the bill is inflated by 400% to cover the family's Christmas expenses. You feel obligated because you've been part of the family for years. Your instruction: ask for the hospital records and the doctor's name immediately. Tell them you will pay the hospital directly with a credit card. If the family gets offended or says you are shaming them by checking the facts, it's because there is no surgery. There is only a resource extraction in progress. Finally, here is the plot twist you aren't ready for. The girl isn't the mastermind. She is an employee of the family board of directors. The truth is that while she may actually care for you and enjoy tasting your spicy sauce, her utang na loob, her debt of gratitude to her bloodline, is 10 times stronger than her loyalty to you. Her mother and aunts are the ones managing the harvest from the background. She is under immense pressure to produce for the colony. To survive this, you must show her that you see the termites. When you show a woman you are aware of the long harvest, one of two things will happen. She will either realize the wood is poisoned and start treating you with genuine respect because she knows she can't play you, or she will find another house to eat. Either way, you remain the man in total control of his destiny. Now, here is the truth that will keep you awake tonight. You think you're in a high-stakes chess match with a beautiful woman? You're not. You're negotiating with a corporation. In the Philippines, the girl isn't the CEO of her own heart. She's just the most attractive employee of the family board of directors. While she's tasting your spicy sauce and whispering how much she respects your wisdom, her mother, her aunts, and her grandmother are in the background, reviewing the quarterly earnings report of your 401k. This is the utang na loob, the eternal debt of gratitude. Her loyalty to her bloodline is 1,000 times stronger than her loyalty to a man who arrived only a few years ago. She might actually love you. She might even feel a pang of guilt while she washes your car or prepares your favorite meal. But she will still drain you. Why? Because in her culture, betraying her family is an unforgivable sin. Betraying a foreign provider is simply a survival necessity. She isn't the mastermind. She is a soldier following orders from the village elders. And here is the most bitter pill of all. Your own ego is their greatest weapon. You want to be the hero. You want to believe that your mature charm is why she stayed for 5 years without a single complaint. The family knows this. They feed your ego to keep your vault open. They let you feel like the king of the jungle while they slowly clear-cut every single tree for lumber. If you want to survive the long harvest, you must stop trying to be her savior and start being her superior officer. The moment the family subsidy stops, the board will order her to find a new house to eat. The only question is, will you have anything left when she leaves? I know I've just poured a lot of cold water on your tropical dreams. It might feel like the world is full of termites and resource redirection, leaving you feeling a bit cynical or even exhausted. But please, take a deep breath and look at me. I'm telling you these things because I want you to succeed, not because I want you to hide. The truth is, despite the traps and the hidden games, the Philippines remains the most beautiful place on earth for a good man to find genuine, soul-deep love and a partner who truly honors him. There are thousands of incredible, traditional women here. Women who are loyal, family-oriented, and overflowing with the kind of warmth and intimacy you simply cannot find in the West anymore. And here is the secret the world tries to hide from you. At 60, you aren't at the end of your story. You are in your absolute prime. Your gray hair isn't a sign of fading. It's a badge of authority and success. To a real, high-quality Filipina, your stability, your calm wisdom, and your protection make you 1,000 times more magnetic than any immature 20-year-old boy who doesn't know how to respect a woman. You are a king who has spent a lifetime building his kingdom, and you deserve a queen who will guard your throne, not just sit on it. Now that you know where the potholes are, you can drive toward your destiny with total confidence. You have the map, you have the truth, and most importantly, you have your dignity intact. I hope this talk helps you see the board more clearly. My only goal is to ensure you find a home that isn't being eaten from the inside out. But I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a sudden emergency popping up exactly when things felt most romantic? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could save another man's retirement. We are making the world a little less lonely for good men, one truth at a time. If you found value in this, consider supporting my work. A small tip goes a long way here, maybe enough for a bucket of Jollibee chicken or a cold San Miguel for my dinner tonight. It helps me stay your loyal eyes on the ground. Until next time, keep your head high and your vault locked. Good luck and salamat!